The Korean peninsula is on edge again. North Korea has flexed its muscles with a bold new missile test, firing what it calls a cutting-edge hypersonic weapon. Aman Kumar Himanshu has more.
This wasn't just another launch. It was a high-stakes message timed perfectly to rattle nerves barely a week before Trump's visit to the region. Trump will touch down in South Korea on 29th of October for the APEC Summit after concluding a visit to Japan. The latest test took place on 22nd October. North Korea is reported to have tested 2 projectiles. South Korea's military spotted them flying about 350 kilometers before they slammed into a target inside North Korea. Kim Jong-un was not reported to have attended the latest launch though. A South Korean academic, Hyunmoo told French news agency AFP that Kim's absence from the launch may indicate that Pyongyang was seeking to tone down its impact, coming as it did just days before the APEC Summit. The test came close on the heels of North Korea parading on 10th October what looked like short-range ballistic missiles with hypersonic capabilities. Incidentally, the Chinese premier attended the parade. The latest test had many firsts to its credit. It was the first launch of ballistic missiles by North Korea since the month of May, and it was the first such launch since Lee Jae-myung was elected president of South Korea. A hypersonic missile can fly at 5 times the speed of sound, that is more than 6,000 kilometers per hour, faster than defenses can react. But here's the scary part. Unlike a regular missile that arcs predictably, a hypersonic missile can twist and turn mid-flight, making it harder to track and intercept. Now, it's not the first time North Korea has tested a hypersonic weapon. They've been testing these since 2021. But it's got everyone watching because it's an exclusive club. India, China, Russia and the US have developed and tested hypersonic missiles. Other countries such as France, Iran and North Korea have developed some form of hypersonic technology. Nuclear-armed North Korea has steadily upgraded its missile capabilities over the past decade, defying multiple United Nations sanctions. It has test-launched long-range ballistic missiles that can potentially hit the US mainland if fired at a trajectory calibrated for that purpose. How will the test affect North Korea's relations with the US? That's a million-dollar question. On the face of it, the US has condemned the test. The United States Forces Korea, which comes under the US Indo-Pacific Command, described it as unlawful and destabilising. It called on North Korea to refrain from further acts in violation of the UN Security Council resolutions. But US officials have been reported to have discussed, at least privately, about a Trump-Kim meeting. So is a Trump-Kim summit on the cards? Trump surely thinks so. Just last month, he told journalists that he would like to meet Kim. For its part, Seoul has said that a meeting between Washington DC and Pyongyang cannot be ruled out. In an interview to CNN, South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung hoped that Kim and Trump will be able to engage in dialogue.
In an interview with CNN ahead of the upcoming APEC leaders meeting in Gyeongju, Lee says such a meeting would be the first step in resolving many issues, though he acknowledged the chances of it happening next week were slim.
As for Kim, he signaled openness too. The North Korean leader said last month that he had fond memories of Trump and was open to talks if Washington DC dropped its quote-unquote delusional demand that he give up his nuclear weapons. Kim met Trump 3 times for the high-profile summits during the US leader's first term: Singapore in 2018, Vietnam in 2019, and Panmunjom in the joint security area at the border between the 2 Koreas, also in 2019. Panmunjom is the only place where soldiers from the 2 Koreas face each other on a regular basis. But talks collapsed over just how much of its nuclear arsenal the North was willing to give up and what Pyongyang would get in return. North Korea won't give up its nuclear weapons, and the US won't let up on sanctions until complete denuclearization. In the face of provocations from the north, South Korea is not sitting idly by. It's striking back hard. In a direct response to the latest test by North Korea, South Korea made two moves. First, it announced that it will begin deploying the Hyunmoo 5, also known as Monster Missile. It tips the scales at 36,000 kilograms and packs an 8,000 kg bunker buster warhead that can pulverize underground hideouts. Seoul plans to deploy it by the year end. And second, South Korea just unveiled a new attack submarine. With Aman Kumar Himanshu, Tanvi Taneja for DD India.